This is Frederica and James. I brought him with me today, and we're actually going to talk about how we make compost tea. So compost tea is a way that we fertilize our garden, but also it's kind of like a natural pesticide. We obviously like to make our own fertilizer, either compost tea, compost, or banana peel fertilizer. You've probably seen in a previous video. Because this is a budget-friendly way, but it's also a way to be all natural, as well as
zero waste.
Zero waste. So James is going to talk about how, because he's the one who makes the compost tea. I do not make it, so because I'm a little bit icky when it comes to.
You know, there's actually a lot of different ways to make compost tea, and if you search on Google, you're going to find a bunch of different ways. You can actually get the juice from the bottom of your worm bin, and there's actually even tea bags, and so there's a bunch of different ways.
The juice from the bokashi.
From the bokashi, which we dilute, which you actually can see in our bokashi video. But here's a really simple way to do it. As Frederica said, we make compost tea for 3 reasons. It nourishes the soil, it helps grow really healthy fruits and vegetables, and it really works as a natural pesticide to keep the bugs away from eating your fruit, because I want to eat it, you want to eat it, rather than the bugs, right?
Well, you know what they say, if nothing is eating your garden, you're probably not gardening the right way.
That's
but
so
of course,
true.
it doesn't mean that we have to give up our whole garden to bugs, pests, and other creatures.
We're always trying to stay one step ahead of them, because we know in any sort of organic garden you're going to have them there. So here's one method for making compost tea that's super simple. Take a bucket and fill 1/3 of the bucket up with some of your best, rich, mature compost. You do want it to be fairly mature because you want that to be full of those vital microorganisms in the compost already. Then you can fill the rest of the bucket up with water, which we've done here.
Distilled water. It has to be distilled water.
It really does. It's really important. Check your local municipality, because many local municipalities actually put chlorine in their water, and that will actually completely ruin your compost. It actually can be non-productive rather than productive, right? And so either use distilled water or boil the water when you're making your compost tea.
Yeah.
The other key, you need to stir this 2 or 3 times a day. When you're making compost tea, it's an anaerobic situation, right, where oxygen is really key. If you deprive it of oxygen, you're going to kill those microorganisms. You'll want to get out there and stir it 2, 3 times a day. And it only takes 3 days to make. Don't actually brew it for longer than 3 days, because again, this is a chemical process here, right? And so you're trying to get this to this point where in about 3 days is the right amount of time. Then we go through a simple process where we want to filter out all the compost that we've got in here already, right? That's kind of floating around and that's helping do this. So I just get another bucket like this, either put a burlap bag over it, or an old t-shirt, or a filter, or a strainer, right? Just to basically...
A strainer is only for the garden.
True. So we'll pour it out so that you're basically just left with the liquid. And from there, you can pour it right into like the soil, right into like to the roots of your vegetables. We'll put it in spray bottles and spray them right on the leaves, particularly in the early days when the leaves are really coming in, but also kind of throughout. Really just helps keep control of all of the bugs.
But it strengthens the plant to actually push away the bugs naturally on its own.
That's right.
That's what, I mean, that's what compost is really for. So.
And anything we got left over, we just mix into the soil in general, because it's just bringing those microorganisms into the soil.
I mean, I know that there are a million different ways of making compost tea. This is just how we do it. I'm sure someone is going to think that we're doing it the wrong way. Be nice about it. It's okay. We all, you know, the many different ways to climb the mountain, and then we end up on the same top. That's my philosophy. So just know that this is how we do it. It works for our garden, and it is a zero waste, simple way to do it, right?
That's right. And if you like this video, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and let us know what you think or any other tips that you've got for your garden in the comments below.